Okay, so we've now looked at air to water and ground source heat pumps, which do pretty much the same job. So a question we do get asked is, well, which one should we use? Well, there are reasons for using one as opposed to the other. A ground source heat pump, it all depends on the outside temperature. We get prolonged winters. One thing we can definitely say is that the ground is always warmer than the air. So if an air source is relying on the air to produce its energy and we get 2 months of very, very cold weather, then obviously the ground source is going to perform better over that time, because a metre down in the ground, it's well known we can get 8 to 12 degrees C of energy. Outside it could be -2, so we do not get so much energy. So the ground source heat pump would certainly be performing better at that time. A ground source heat pump install is going to be more expensive than air to water. You know, there's a lot more work in drilling boreholes and putting pipes, but we're looking at something like this appliance being there for 20 years. So you have to look over that 20 years, break down that extra capital cost install over that period of time to what you can get from it. If the winter periods are going to get milder, we're only going to get maybe 2 weeks of very cold weather, then of course the air to water is a good consideration. And we also have to look at the ground conditions for ground source heat pump. If we can get into a river or we can get to real soggy wet ground, a ground source heat pumps are going to perform very well. If the ground's particularly dry, we don't want the heat pump running too much, otherwise it's going to start to chill the ground over a period of time and we're not going to get that energy back. So there are definitely things to consider, and you shouldn't just say it's got to be an air to water, it's got to be a ground source. That's why we're here at TEEC. We will come and advise you. We can check out, we can look at Jurassic records of what ground conditions you have, and we can give you a preliminary sort of an idea of how that ground source could work, and also the air source. And it also combines in the type of insulation you have at your property. So we take everything into account before we'd advise on one or the other.